Before we begin, I want you to imagine something. You're in the ocean, not near the shore, not where the sunlight still reaches. I mean deep, so deep that the water above you feels like weight, like pressure, like something pressing down on your mind as much as your body. Down there are places no human was meant to see, not because they're dangerous, but because they're wrong, ancient. Waiting. Tonight's story is about a team of deep-sea divers who found something on the ocean floor, something that shouldn't exist, something that noticed them. And if you ever find yourself staring into dark water, just remember, sometimes it stares back. This is the pressure beneath us. The first thing you notice when you go that deep is that the ocean stops feeling like water, becomes something else, something heavier, something that presses in on you from all sides. We were 6 people aboard the Nereid 7, a research vessel, not military, not corporate. Officially, we were studying unusual seismic readings along a section of the ocean floor that wasn't supposed to be active. Unofficially, we were chasing something no one wanted to explain. The readings didn't make sense. Patterns repeating every 11 hours. Low-frequency vibrations. Too structured to be natural. Too irregular to be mechanical. Probably tectonic echoing, Harris said. He always had an explanation, even when he didn't believe it himself. Our team, me, Daniel Reyes, submersible pilot, Harris, geophysicist, Lenoir, marine biologist, Colbert, engineer, Eliza, communications, Grant, mission lead. 6 people, 6 voices, 6 minds. That mattered later, more than anything else. The descent started at 3:20 a.m. We sealed into the submersible, Aegis Unit 2, a reinforced sphere barely large enough for 3. Me, Harris, and Lynn went down first. The others stayed topside. At first, it's almost peaceful. The ocean glows faintly with bioluminescent life. Soft blues, greens, things drifting by that don't even notice you. Then the light fades, slowly, until it's gone. After that, there's only black. People think darkness is empty. It's not. It's full of possibility, full of things you can't see. Depth, 2,000 meters, Lynn said quietly. Her voice sounded smaller than usual. The deeper we went, the quieter we all got. At 3,800 meters, the vibrations started. At first, it was just a faint tremor, barely noticeable. Like distant thunder you feel instead of hear. Seismic activity confirmed, Harris said. But he wasn't writing anything down. He was just staring at the instruments. Frequency, I asked. He hesitated. It's repeating. Of course it was. We reached the ocean floor at 4,200 meters. The lights cut through the darkness in narrow beams, revealing nothing. Flat sediment, sparse rock formations, dead silent. Doesn't match the scans, Lynn whispered. She was right. The sonar had shown structures, large ones, impossible ones. But there was nothing there. Run a sweep, I said. Sonar pulsed outward, a soft ping. Then everything lit up. Structures, massive, towering, right in front of us. But we couldn't see them. Impossible, Harris breathed. The sonar outlined shapes that stretched upward beyond our light. Spire, jagged, geometric, but wrong. Angles that didn't feel stable, like they shouldn't hold together. But the cameras showed only empty water. Move forward, Grant's voice came through comms. I hesitated. Do it, he said again. So I did. As we moved, the shapes on the sonar shifted. Not with us, but independently. Are those moving? Lynn asked. No, Harris said quickly. Too quickly. They're static. It's interference. But his hands were shaking. We approached what should have been a massive structure. A According to sonar, we were less than 10 meters away. But there was nothing. Just darkness. And then, the lights flickered. Just for a second. And in that second, we saw it. A wall. Right in front of us. Not rock. Not metal. Something else. Covered in patterns that seemed to twist when you looked at them. Like they were trying to rearrange themselves. Then the lights stabilized. And it was gone. Lynn started crying. Quietly. "I saw it," she said. "Tell me you saw it." I didn't answer. Because I didn't want to confirm it. Because if it was real, then it was always there. And we just couldn't see it. "Return to surface," I said. "No," Grant replied immediately. "Continue the survey." Of course. We moved along the structure, guided only by sonar. Then, we found the opening. A doorway. Massive. Impossible. Leading down. "Record everything," Grant said. His voice had changed. Less controlled. More eager. "We should not go in," Lynn said. No one disagreed. But we still did. Because something about it felt like it was meant to be entered. The moment we crossed the threshold, the vibration stopped. Completely. Silence. Total. Absolute. Even the ocean felt absent. "Comms check," I said. Nothing. The signal was gone. We were alone. Inside something that shouldn't exist. The walls around us began to glow faintly, not with light, but with suggestion. Shapes forming and dissolving. Patterns that made your head hurt if you focused on them too long. "Do you hear that?" Harris whispered. I didn't. At first. Then I did. A sound. Low. Endless. Not coming from outside. From inside my head. Like something was speaking. Without words. Lynn screamed. She grabbed her helmet. Started clawing at it. "Get it off," she shouted. "It's in here." I restrained her. Barely. Harris was laughing. Soft at first. Then louder. "It's not sound," he said. "It's meaning." That's when I realized the structure wasn't just there. It was aware. And it was communicating. Not to us. Through us. We tried to leave. But the doorway was gone. In its place, more walls. Endless. We were inside something that had no exit. Or didn't want us to find it. Time stopped making sense after that. Harris stopped responding. He just stared ahead, mouth moving silently. Lynn became quiet. Too quiet. At some point, she started whispering back. Not in English. Not in anything human. And the worst part, it sounded correct. Like language wasn't being spoken. It was being remembered. I tried to shut everything down. Kill the lights. Stop the systems. But nothing responded. The submersible wasn't ours anymore. It was part of it. We all were. Then the walls opened. Not physically, but conceptually. Like space itself shifted. And we saw it. The thing beneath everything. Not a creature. Not exactly. Something vast. So large it couldn't be fully perceived. Parts of it moved in ways that broke understanding. It wasn't looking at us. It didn't need to. It knew us. Completely. And it was amused. That's the only word I have. Amused. Like we were temporary thoughts. Like we had always been part of it. Like we had just realized it. Harris started screaming. Then laughing again. And both at the same time. Lynn whispered one final sentence. I remember now. And she went still. The thing moved. Not physically, but in attention. And suddenly, it was focused on me. And I understood something. We weren't explorers. We weren't intruders. We were retrieval. Fragments returning. Thoughts going back to where they came from. I don't remember escaping, but I did. They found the sub drifting. Empty. No sign of Harris or Lynn. No structural damage. No explanation. Just me, unconscious, muttering. They said I kept repeating something, over and over. Afraid. They recorded it, played it back to me later. I wish they hadn't, because I understood it perfectly. It wasn't a warning. It wasn't a message. It was a fact, something I'd always known and forgotten. Until then, we are what sinks and what waits below. I haven't been the same since. None of the scans match anymore. The location doesn't exist. But sometimes, late at night, I feel it again. That pressure, not on my body, on my thoughts. And sometimes, I catch myself listening. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet. Most of it, we've never seen. Not because we can't reach it, but because maybe we're not meant to. Stories like this don't rely on what's visible. They rely on what lingers. The idea that something ancient, something vast, is still down there, waiting. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There are more stories like this, and they only get darker. And if you've ever had a moment where something felt off, where the world didn't quite make sense, leave it in the comments, because sometimes the scariest thing isn't what we discover. It's what remembers us. Sleep well, if the silence lets you.